Olá, família do Coach Max Brasília. Coach Max Brasília Channel aqui com vocês mais uma vez. Hoje, conteúdo dedicado aí aos meus droneiros, a minha família drone. Tá aqui, né, o meu brabo, a minha máquina, o meu DJI Air 2S, mas essa não é a razão que a gente tá aqui hoje não. Eu quero falar da mais nova aí máquina da DJI em termos de drone, né? Imagens aéreas. Foi lançada aqui recentemente, mais ou menos uma semana atrás, né? Sexta-feira passada, 8 dias. Essa máquina, o Mavic 3. E eu não queria deixar passar de vir aqui criar um conteúdo sobre isso. Na verdade, no dia do lançamento, né? Na sexta-feira, uma semana atrás, hoje, sábado, dia 13 de novembro, ou seja, 8 dias atrás, não uma semana atrás, não 7 dias, 8 dias atrás, eu estava pronto, preparadíssimo para fazer o conteúdo aí. Foi no dia do lançamento, né, do Mavic 3. Infelizmente aí pra gente, nós brasileiros, né, eu goiano principalmente, recebi aí a notícia da minha conterrânea aí, né, da minha goiana, Marília Mendonça, vindo a falecer aí no acidente aéreo aí, né. Então eu resolvi não gravar, não fazer aí o meu reacting aí no Mavic 3. Na verdade eu fiquei bastante chateado com o falecimento aí da cantora, né, Marília Mendonça. Não só porque ela é de Goiás, mas sim, isso acentua, né, o meu pesar aí. Já mando os meus pêsames aí pra família dela, pro filhinho dela, né, pra todos os fãs e os que gostam do trabalho da Marília Mendonça, que o trabalho dela vive, né, tá aí pra sempre. Então é isso, força. E essa foi a razão daqui eu liguei o meu alerta de luto aí, não gravei, mas tá aqui hoje, né, como eu disse, uma semana depois. Continuo aí chateado, bastante chateado com a morte dela, mas vamos lá, eu quero fazer esse vídeo pra vocês, como eu disse, né, a minha família drone. E vem comigo, vamos fazer esse react aqui, vamos ver o que os gringos estão falando aí desse Mavic 3. E tamo junto, família drone, vem comigo que eu sou seu amigo. DJI Mavic 3 é o famoso reaction pro DJI Mavic 3. Tamo junto, vem comigo, família, vamos react, vamos lá. Então, família, vamos lá, né? Vamos react para esse vídeo, como eu prometi para vocês. Vamos dar uma olhada mais próxima aí, mais de perto no Mavic 3, no DJI Mavic 3. E o Peter McKinnon foi o criador do conteúdo aí. Vamos ver com ele aí. Vamos lá, vamos react. DJI Mavic 3, DJI Mavic 3. Tamo junto, vamos lá, react. Top. Sponsored by DJI. DJI, sponsor me.
It's a lot of propellers they give you.
Sure
Okay, here's the thing. Let's throw that there for a second. Today we're talking about the Mavic 3. They've made the Mavic 3 Cine. They've made a huge update to this drone. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell just with like the leather, hard shell, comboed leather, magnetized. Like, look at that. This thing is built to last.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why the little details get me, but I swear this lens cover might be my favorite feature. This
Recente eu comprei um acessório, hein, família?
Clips on.
Pro meu Air 2S, que a DJI agora manda no original,
cool
né?
Propeller guard, camera cover, gimbal, safety, and that thing just slides right off. Look at that.
Cool. Gostei, viu?
Yikes.
Demorou.
Where does it hit the light? Oh, look, beautiful. Beautiful. There's the back. Side.
Uhum.
Other side.
Bonito. Brabo.
It sounds good too. When it takes off and just rips by, it sounds different. It sounds meaner, more aggressive. It kind of reminds me of the Phantom Obsidian that they made. There it is. Classic Mavic size. Cameras all over it. Vents up top. Boom. Dual cameras. 2 cameras on the front this time.
Wow.
That's the new hype right there. That's what H is for, hype. Hasselblad. Propeller motors are black. Everything's black on this. It's just, it looks awesome. The batteries, quite large. Look at this. Bam. And they sit in that big tray. Okay, 3 batteries in a tray. Plug that tray in. They all charge consecutively. Not all at the same time, rather just one, then the next, then the next. All your sensors and cameras on the bottom. It's a good looking drone. It looks updated, looks upgraded. But is it any good? Because none of this matters if it's no good. We can load it with features, but if those features don't provide you any additional value as a creator of any kind, who cares? Let's keep going through it. The remote, the new updated smart controller, that is sick. With the screen built in. The screen's
Controle
fantastic.
novo, né, pro Mavic 3, né?
Features in here. There's an SD card slot in the
Smart controller.
In the smart controller itself, which is in there right now. Very comfortable to hold. I love not using my phone. Love not using my phone. Huge fan of that. It's also massive. Like,
não precisar usar o seu celular.
Who had a Game Gear? It's like bigger than a Game Gear. it's huge.
Ele apontou aí como
it's bigger than an iPad mini.
Plus, né?
Yeah, you know what? Hang on a second.
Positivo, não precisar usar o celular. Ter o smart controller ali, né?
They are like the same size.
Olha aí. O mini.
The iPad mini might be a little bigger. So it's a big remote. That's taking up space in your camera bag for sure. All right, what else is cool? Mavic Cine, what does that mean? We got NDs. Nice little ND packages. You know me, I love an ND filter. These are cool. Coming from DJI on these ones. Straight from the home brand. This little thing flips down. They open up that way. Beautiful.
O Air 2S também
you got
vem.
4, 8, 16, and 32. And these ones go to the moon. 64, 128, 256, 512. That is some serious ND. 512? Like, I don't know when I would ever use that unless I was shooting it on the surface of the sun. I might use it. They're pretty hyped on this cable here.
O ND filter, né? 512.
High quality braided USB-C to USB-C. That is a thick cable. That's a sturdy, like, you could rappel down the side of a building with this cable and I wouldn't be worried that anything would happen. And you could probably be transferring data from both ends while rappelling. I even like this little power brick. USB-C on the end. These flip up. Thank you for letting them flip up. Nothing should not flip when you're talking about a power brick. That fits in bags and pouches. That goes in the trash.
Very nice.
Pumped. Battery life, very, very good. That's the biggest complaint I have with drones is typically you send it up and by the time you find something that you like, you got to bring it back because that thing's beeping at you and it's beeping at you. It's super stressful. So the battery improvement here, I wrote it down. I wrote it in a note. Yeah, we were seeing over 40 minutes of flight time, which is for a drone, that's so good. If you can't get what you need in 40 minutes with one battery, you've got 3 batteries here. If you get extras, it's like almost an hour and a half. No, 2 hours of flying.
Yep.
Before you got to charge. That's
40 minutos de bateria, né, família? É o que ele tá falando aqui. É muito bom. Todo mundo tá falando aí nos reviews que isso é muito massa poder ter 40 minutos de bateria. Vamos lá, vamos ouvir.
Time to open up Google. Kirk, flash the miles per hour there. The signal strength with this thing, rock solid, even at ridiculous distances. Not once do we have any type of signal failure or it's getting weak or the transmission's starting to flicker or you start getting that like, should probably turn around. Didn't even enter the head, which is great. When battery life and signal aren't a thing to worry about when you're flying a drone, it makes flying the drone a lot more enjoyable. Gives you time to find the footage, to find the angles. You don't have to worry about like, okay, don't have a lot of time, got to make this count. Like, you can just peruse around and look for what might be cool. I mean, that's how half of these shots of the intro were shot and found. Okay. Pull over, send the drone up, look around, film something, bring it back, repeat. The low light performance both in photos and video was exceptional. Mostly think when you're like flying a drone, it's just not really like a nighttime activity. It's like, oh, it's getting dark. Let's bring that in. I think nighttime drone stuff is really interesting. I think it's really cool. I kind of want to do more of it. I would almost rather fly at night than fly during the day, especially if you live anywhere near a city and it's safe and you're within proper zones where you're able and allowed to do that, licensed, all those things. It looks so good. Okay, let's talk about the zoom camera real quick, all right? So, 2 cameras on this. There's a zoom camera, which is 160 mil with an aperture of f4.4. Now, this zoom camera shoots in JPEG only. It's a half-inch sensor, so that's 12 megapixels. The second camera is a 24 millimeter camera. And that one's a micro 4/3 sensor with 20 megapixels, and it shoots JPEG and RAW. Now, I found as you zoomed in more and more with those cameras, the quality seems to get softer and softer.
Sim.
I snapped several photos of comparison so you could see one Gabriel's car. If we go from the far wide shot and we move all the way in to the closest shot, you'll see that quality kind of deteriorates and gets soft as you get closer. Now, there were a lot of features that I didn't get to try out because those will be coming in January via a new firmware update. That was hyperlapse, master shots, focus track with the new active track 5.0, point of interest, quick shots, panorama, quick transfer, 4G transmission, which I don't believe is available in Europe. So that's a lot of exciting stuff that I did not get to play with because it's coming in a January 2022 firmware update. Definitely something to look forward to because I feel like active track only gets better and better. So I can imagine in this thing, it would be so sick. Okay, this is gonna blow your mind. Now it's only with the Cine version of the Mavic 3, but this has a built-in internal 1 terabyte hard drive and it is amazing. Amazing? It's amazing.
Amazing.
How many times have you gone to fly a drone and been like, oh, I don't have a micro SD. Like you're all ready, the controller's out, you're ready to send it to the sky and you don't have a micro SD. That happens
Nunca
all the
aconteceu
time.
Comigo, né?
For me anyway.
No.
So, internal 1 terabyte, incredible.
Sempre tem e tem reserva, né, família?
Can you guys literally hear? Can you guys literally hear Uncle Dom outside just burning up and down this street? Sheesh. The transfer speeds from the internal terabyte drive are incredible and super fast. So that is it's a welcomed update. Love that. So that is an incredible feature, which I'm pumped on. One less thing to remember, one less thing to forget, actually. I was very excited about that. By the time we were done flying this thing, there was still pretty much 30% left of that battery every single time. I never had to bring it back once because it was beeping on me. It's the most responsive and stable
drone to date.
I think adjusting some of the camera settings in the Pro mode was a little cumbersome. If I had to nitpick something, kind of wish DJI would come up with a little more of an intuitive interface to change that and make those settings a little easier and faster to spot on the fly. That's nitpicking if I had to. It's not like a big issue by any means, but you know, would be nice. Oh, let's talk about the bag. Came in this kit.
Mochila.
I personally never used DJI bags. Like I usually just unbox it and then throw it into my own kit. This is pretty cool though. It's a side bag. This opens up inside. Very soft. Like look, you can see how soft that is. Drone obviously goes in here. Underneath this, you've got slots for all the batteries, the controller right behind it. Like everything has a beautiful slot. Just perfect. Like when you go out to fly with this thing, the NDs fit in this little zippered pouch together, side by side. So that's just super awesome. Those fit in there. Controller slides right in. Obviously you can take the thumbsticks off and store them inside the remote like you're supposed to. That just fits down in there so good. And then when that cover is on the front of this drone, it just slides in. Careful not to cut yourself if you're doing that without a cover. It just slides in there. Absolutely perfect. That goes over top. With how soft it is, you just know anything you put in this thing is protected. Screens are protected. Lenses are protected. NDs are protected. You're feeling good. And up here in the lid, if you unzip this all the way, get this strap out of the way here, you unzip it, backpack straps roll out and it kind of turns into like a little backpack. Where have I seen that before? I've seen that somewhere before. Where was that? So that's about all I can tell you about this new drone. Hope you enjoyed the footage. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of the intro, what it looks like. I hope that was enough to kind of get you acquainted with this new hardware. I would really have loved to have tried those new features. This is how you put that this crazy thing back on. So these two bumps cover the two rotors on the bottom. So this just kind of drapes over top. Bam, covers it up. Make sure your propellers are underneath there. That clips over the back. You turn it around, make sure propellers are there. Clips them. It's kind of like a bungee cord. Pull that up.
DJI pode fazer isso aí para
so it's very easy to do. Way better than anything they have ever made. That's the greatest drone cover in existence.
É o que ele falou que é a melhor que a DJI já inventou. A melhor maneira de proteger as propellers e a câmera desse jeito aí. Concordo.
I think we'll be getting some real awesome footage. You won't be missing as much as you know, human errors removed from drone flying, and that's a good thing because there's a lot of it. Well, missed focus, missed shots, crashed drones, and the more tech that goes into these to prevent all of that and make sure those things are not happening and being focused on, that's cool. And this will definitely deliver on that. I know once that firmware update comes out, this thing is going to rip. More than it already did, so that's your first look at the Mavic 3. If you're just looking for something like that one and done drone that's going to give you that cinematic buff with all the features to not have to worry about certain things that you used to have to worry about, this is going to be it, man. This is going to be it. This is the ticket right here. So DJI, thanks so much for sending this along and letting me play with it. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. And great job. You guys, do you sleep? Do you do anything other than just make products every day? And the answer is no, because
bons produtos,
with a cinema camera, a new action camera, and like a fully redesigned cinema drone, like in a month. What? Who's doing this? Kudos to that team, because you guys are on another level. That's it for me, guys. Hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking with me while I checked out this camera. It's a little more casual. I wanted to make it different. I wanted to, I don't know, make it feel like you were just here hanging. I had a good time. I love making vids. I love new tech too. This unreal. It's unreal where it's going. Where it's gone.
Verdade.
Where will it go? What year are we in? See ya.
Então, família, é isso, né? O DJI Mavic 3. Essa foi minha reaction aí pra essa máquina, esse brabão, né? Não é pra mim. Vamos aí dar o meu resuminho aí. Muita coisa legal em termos de câmera. Não é pra mim. O meu Air 2S aqui, o meu brabão, o Air 2S, é tudo que eu preciso e mais. Vai muito mais além do que eu preciso. Então não é um drone que é pra mim, mas eu acho que aí é dedicado aí para os profissionais, né? Pra gente que trabalha com drone, que ganha dinheiro com drone. Não é o meu caso, como eu disse no começo. Eu sou só um piloto recreacional, é um hobby pra mim, hobbyista. E é isso, tá me entendendo, família? Mas tá aí. Curte esse vídeo, se inscreva no canal, dê um like. E eu vou estar trazendo sempre aí. Hoje foi um conteúdo aí pra minha família do drone, né? E tamo junto aí, produzindo conteúdo de criptomoeda e de futebol, né? Eu como treinador de futebol, produzo aí conteúdo do futebol, e como investidor, produzindo aí conteúdo de criptomoeda, e como piloto recreacional, conteúdo de drone. Tamo junto, família. Esse foi meu React, Coach Max Brasília. Fui!